Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have Justin DiMarco from Metalcore Electronica band Life Right Now.
Dude, thank you for having me. I appreciate it, man. How you doing?
For everything you had to give us love. Tell me, was it better? Was it even worth a fuck? I knew she was different when you introduced me. I never would have thought she was gonna use me. Love or hate, fuck, I'll say it. Give me Cupid zero, then we're gonna debate it. Contemplate it, was it complicated? Try to run games, this is how we gonna play it. Was it worth it? Was it worth the fuck while you were giving it up? I know you're thinking of me while you were hooking up. Did you think about her?
I wanted to dig into some of your background. How did you get into music and playing bass, and what age?
Sure. Well, let's start really young, man. My first instrument was a piano. My mom got me piano lessons when I was, man, I want to say like 7, 8 years old. So I started messing with that, and I did that for a couple years, and it was kind of I like to look at that as my foundation. Like the piano, really, when I look at a keyboard, that's kind of where I start everything up here. You know what I mean? And then after that, in middle school, this is so random. I started playing saxophone. That's kind of like an instrument, like, like whenever I say that, people are like, really? But it was fun. I joined like the school orchestra or whatever in middle school, and that was cool. And I definitely learned a lot. I think as a kid, as like being I wouldn't call myself a musician as a kid, but I learned. I think the piano and the saxophone really like was a really good foundation for me as a kid. And then seventh and eighth grade came along, and I remember my girlfriend at the time. I had a girlfriend, in in I think it was seventh grade, and for Christmas she bought me the Blink 182 album, the CD back when that was a thing. She bought me Enema of the State, and I was like, holy shit, man. Like, I want to play guitar. Like that's what's up. Like, this is cool. Like this is like what I want to do. So, so I went, to my mom. I'm like, hey mom, like, I want to play guitar. She's like, okay, do your chores, earn it. You can get your guitar. I'm like, cool. So that's what I had to do. So I finally had the guitar, and I'm sitting down and I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is awesome. She's like, all right, let's get you some lessons. And I was like, honestly, mom, like, I don't want lessons. Like, my entire piano and saxophone, it's very like there was always a teacher there with you. I had a lady come to our house every like Sunday morning or something, and like give me exercises and all this stuff. And then saxophone, of course, at the school you had, the teacher, she's telling you what to play and all this stuff. And I'm like, I just like just give me a little bit. Like, I want to try and just figure this out. My mom's like, okay, whatever, do the hell you want. So I taught myself how to play guitar. I taught myself, and that was kind of what then I was having fun. You know what I mean? Because I'm seventh, eighth grade, and then I got into high school. I started jamming with guys and being in a bunch of different bands, and then I discovered I could sing. Around high school, people were like, "Dude, you actually have a voice." I'm like, "Really? Okay." And I started singing, and it just all kind of came together. And then, from there, I joined my first real serious band about, I want to say, 8 years ago. And, you know, through the avenue of being a musician, I'm in life right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, and with like the basics of that, like the piano and the saxophone, like the melody and stuff, that helps you in a way that maybe if you just started out on like bass or guitar, you had a foundation kind of like to build off of.
Absolutely. The piano, as a child, really, having the every note on every scale in front of you, even just and that's the thing. Like, when I was playing piano as a kid, like, I was getting yelled at by like my mom and like my teacher. They're like, "What are you doing? You're not doing your exercises." I'm sitting there. I'm trying to figure out, like, the newest hit it's on the radio, and they're like, you're not doing, like, what are you doing? Do your exercise. And that's what made me want to play guitar, and that's what made me not want to get lessons in guitar, because I was like, no, just let me do my thing. Like, I just like, I want to play Blink-182. I want to play Green Day. I want to play Newfound Glory. Like, those are the bands that like made me want to play guitar. And it's like, but anyway, back to what you were saying. Yeah, man, like having that foundation of the piano as a kid, like if you're blessed enough as a kid to be able to play piano at an early age, it's going to benefit you, I guess, for lack of better words. Yeah, for sure. That's a great point. Yeah.
Can we talk about a few of your musical influences? Can you name a few?
I don't listen to, I'm not saying, I'm sorry. I don't not listen to heavy music, if you will. I'm very big into like pop punk, pop rock. Um, I like heavy stuff. I don't really listen to a lot of like new like bands that are like really just brutal, and like, not that Life Right Now is like brutal, like we're not like heavy, but like I like I'll be honest with you, man, a lot of 80s stuff inspires me. Like, I know that sounds weird, but like I get a lot of ideas from like Phil Collins, Aerosmith, Van Halen, Def Leppard, um, God, who else, man? I mean, like, and then also randomly, I love country. I love country music. I don't know, people may or may not know, but we released a cover song of "Cruise" by Florida Georgia Line. And I kind of was like, to the guys, I'm like, hey man, like, we could do this. Like, this could be cool. And we did it, and it was actually received pretty well. Completely random, I know, but anyway, back to what I was saying. Like, I get inspired by country a lot too in our stuff. And not that I don't not like or listen to bands like Memphis Mayfire or Asking Alexandria or Attack or Bring Me the Rise and stuff like that. I definitely respect that stuff. I just think that like I don't seek it out, Like, I look for new stuff from like I'm also big into like top 40 stuff. Justin Bieber, Megan Thee Stallion, DaBaby, Dua Lipa, like stuff like that. Like, those are the stuff I actively look for, and I'm like, I want to hear this. I kind of like to let bands slide onto my radar. Like, I don't really like to look for bands in the same genre as us. Like, if something keeps popping up on my feed, or if I'm seeing it in hashtags, like, okay, then I'm gonna check it out. And shout out to a band, like, I just discovered them today. They're called Dark Island. Dude, like, anyone listening to this right now, check out Dark Island. They are awesome.
Can you tell me how the band formed?
I'll give you the abbreviated version because I get asked this a lot, but it'll answer the question. I was in a band called Nevada Rose back in the day. We were on Tragic Hero Records, and we played a festival in Buffalo, New York, with a band called It Lies Within. And we basically we enjoyed each other. We enjoyed each other's set as bands. And I started talking to Zach and Kyle. I was like, "Hey man, you guys are cool, dude." And like, "Dude, you guys were awesome." So we vibed that whole day. We hung out. We exchanged, phone numbers or whatever. And over the course of the year, we just talked. And we were just like, like, "How you guys doing? How you doing?" We got to know each other. Other guys were cool too. Matt, Eric, all chill dudes. But for some reason, me, Zach, and Kyle just really clicked. About a year later, after that, we actually got thrown on the same tour. And we did this like massive U.S. tour, man. It was like 34 dates. It was like ridiculous. It was like looking back, it was like probably too much. But like we hit like 34 dates across the U.S. in one tour. So we were gone for like 40 something days. But anyway, what I'm saying is, like, on that run, on that tour, It Lies Within, Nevada Rose, and we had a couple other friends bands hopping in and out. But like, I really bonded with Zach and Kyle. It was a thing where it was like we just got along, we vibed, and I can get into it if you want, but like at the time, like both of our bands were just kind of like really just like, it's hard being in a band, man. It's super tough. Like, especially when you're on the road, like it's tough, man. Like, you're not sleeping in your own bed, you're eating shitty food, you're You're grinding. I call it grinding. We call it grinding. You're grinding every moment of every day, and then you have a 30-minute set on stage to get that all out, and then it's on repeat. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can get into that if you want, but what I'm saying is, like, I started spending more time with It Lies Within than my own band. No disrespect. I mean, I love those guys to this day, but like, it was a thing where it's like, there was an obvious gap going on. So anyway, we finished the tour. Awesome, cool. We play this huge sold out show at the Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan. Shout out to that venue. Amazing venue. Like, they always treat us well. It Lies Within. Any band that comes through there, they're amazing. So we play in front of like 700 people at the Machine Shop to end the tour, and then it's done. And it's like, bye Zach, bye Kyle, and like, they felt that too. And I at the time I was living in Jersey, and so we started texting again after that tour. We're like, hey man, like, dude, like, we should do something. Like, let you want to like, you want to get together and just write some music? Like, let's just see what the fuck happens. Like, like, not It Lies Within stuff, not Nevada Rose stuff. Like, let's just see what happens. Let's get together and what. So we go down to North Carolina, which is where Kyle lives. He has a studio in his home, and we wrote like, over the course of a week, we wrote like, I want to say 2 songs. We got them fully done. And we started looking at each other. We're like, yo, like, okay, we're on to something here. This is kind of freaking cool. And at that moment, we were just like, yo, we're gonna start a new band. Let's start a band. The 3 of us. And we started Life Right Now at that moment, pretty much. And then over the course of another year, and then during that time period, Nevada Rose broke up. It Lies Within broke up. So it kind of made sense for us to just kind of go full in with this new project. And over the course of a year, we wrote the album. Dude, I can talk as much as you want into detail and stuff. Like, but like, you know, there was a time where the drummer of Attila, he was in our band, and I don't know how much research you've done on Life Right Now or whatever, but like, he was a part of that album as well. So that's how the band formed, and yeah.
How did you come up with the band name?
The band name is so we were throwing around a lot of ideas. The band name is so Kyle was in a band. I should have mentioned this. Kyle was in a band called Deception of a Ghost, and they were on, I think it was Trustkill back in the day, or Ferret, something way back in the day. And they had put out like, I think maybe 3 or 4 albums, but we were just kind of sitting in the studio one day, just kind of some downtime, throwing around band name ideas. And he mixes and masters everything for us. He's like our producer, if you will. And he started just, you know, we're all just hanging out, you know, not really doing anything. And he put on some Deception of a Ghost, like, just, you know, just to be an asshole, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But he starts like playing Deception of a Ghost. We're like, ha ha ha, yeah, real funny. And I think it was either me or him, but we looked at the album name on top of on the Spotify where it was, and we kind of looked at like Life Right. The album was called Life Right Now from Deception of a Ghost. So we looked at the album name, and dude, that would be a cool band name, wouldn't it? Like, Life Right Now. That's kind of cool. And we all kind of were like, okay. And Kyle's like, nah, like, maybe, isn't that weird? Like, we're like, no. He's like, okay, it's probably just because it's my band's album name. Maybe because I've heard it for so long. We're like, dude, no, it's cool. Like, I like the band name. We think it's cool. But that's pretty much how we came up with it. We were just like, dude, like, that's one of your album names. So, yeah.
What city is your band based out of?
I'm originally from New Jersey. I'm from Morris County, New Jersey, Roxbury, to be specific. Kyle lives in Hickory, North Carolina, which is about an hour outside of Charlotte, and Zach lives in Flint, Michigan. So I can't really pinpoint where we're from. Like I said, we met on tour, and we met like, we just were just like touring musicians that came together and just got involved with each other. So we don't really have. I will say this. I'll say this because, and I'm kind of going backwards here, but after Nevada Rose broke up, I played in It Lies Within for a period of time. I was the bass player. in Nevada Rose. I'm sorry, in It Lies Within. Nevada Rose broke up. It Lies Within hadn't broken up yet, but I started playing in It Lies Within for several tours, and during that time we were writing the Life Right Now album on the side. So um, anyway, It Lies Within up in Flint, in the Flint area. I don't know, you may know or not know, but they are like a very, very prominent like force. Like that band did very, very well up there. So Life Right Now, in a way, because Kyle and Zach and I were in It Lies Within, we, as an echo of It Lies Within, we do very well up in that area. We're a name, if you will. So if we had to pinpoint a place in the country where like where we're from, I'd say Flint. Like if like I just out of respect for It Lies Within, because they did a lot of good for that area, musically and just for the community and shit like that. So it's like Flint. If Life Right Now had a place, it'd be Flint.
Come on over, don't be cold, girl. Been thinking about that. You are my hero. 'Cause I don't wanna feel sorry. Are you sorry? 'Cause I don't wanna feel sorry. Are you sorry? Hit me up on the snap when you're drunk, DM stack, looking good on the gram. He's my girl and only fan. Because I don't wanna feel sorry. Are you sorry?
I wanted to dig into a couple of your songs. You released What's Love in January 2021, and I just love how you incorporate like metal and pop and dance into the music. Can you tell me a little bit about how you go about doing that? Do you come up like a drum beat or a bass, or will you have like a chorus line, or how do you build something like that?
Sure. I'd say 90% of how we begin a song is with a chorus. Um, what I'll do is I usually start in front of a piano or an acoustic guitar, and I'll kind of get a solid melody down and in a chorus line, and I'll just build it. I'll sit on it and kind of tear it down and build it back up, and just kind of see what sticks. Kind of what makes me excited. Um, and then from there, I'll bring it to the table, show the guys. I sometimes have a riff or an arpeggio maybe that's in my head that I'll kind of throw at them, and at that point we'll just start building, and everyone's kind of just throwing ideas around, and I usually sit there with a guitar, and Kyle and I pass back and forth a guitar. I'm on a piano. Zach's got a great ear, and he's always throwing an input. But for that song specifically, I heard I had been sitting on that chorus and on that riff that kind of goes throughout the song for like 2 years, man. I had that idea for like almost 2 years, and it just like it was kind of like in my library, if you will, and for some reason we went. For some reason, it just I kind of revisited it. I was just like, like this is kind of cool, you know what I mean? And I worked on it a little bit. I rearranged it a little bit, but it's gotten that. It kind of has that groovy kind of bop to it. We get like issues like that. That's kind of like a band like that we get that I guess people find similar. But I've just been sitting on that for like almost 2 years, and I was just like, it was random. I'm like, hey guys, check this out. Showed them riff, showed them the vocal line, and from there we did our thing. But we do, and I'm glad you mentioned the electronic part, man, because like we're huge fans of EDM. Like we love Marshmello, we love Skrillex, Zed. Like I mean, guys like that. Like not necessarily me, but I know Zach and Kyle draw a lot of influence from them. So yeah, we love to incorporate that kind of stuff, man. And that's just, dude, and that's what, going back to kind of the genesis of the first question you asked, man. Like that really helps me with piano stuff, dude, because like I'm sitting there on the piano, like that, I hit a key, and then we can build all around that. You know what I mean? And just add the grime and the dub and all that stuff, and just do our thing. So yeah.
Okay. You just recently released OnlyBands in March of 2022, and I really like the dynamics of that song. Can you give me an idea of like how long it would take to make from idea to completion like a song like that?
I'm gonna say it again. I had been sitting on that. I've been sitting on the motive riff that you hear at the beginning and in the middle of the song for a very long time, man. And I don't know why I sit on stuff like. I think it's also because like we live so far away from each other. It's kind of a process to get to Kyle's to get to the actual studio. So we have to wait. We have to like we build up ideas over time. You know, me in particular, like I'm building, and then when the time is right, when we have time off from life, you know, and we can get down to North Carolina, that's when everything's just like boom out there. So um kind of the same thing as What's Love. I had that riff and then I had a chorus that I've been sitting on for quite some time. And I remember actually I was driving down to North Carolina from Jersey at the time. I live in Baltimore now, but at the time I was living in New Jersey. And I was driving and it's like it's like a 8-hour drive. So I had nothing else to do and I started texting the guys. Don't text and drive. Bad idea. But I started texting the guys and um, I sent them a video I'd recorded of me playing that, and in the middle of that drive, via like a half-hour conversation, as Zach's driving from Flint, Michigan, you know, we're all traveling to get to Kyle, and we decided that we were going to use that riff and that chorus that I had to arrange a song. So it's and it's not unique because a lot of bands do this. I mean, you can do anything these days remotely with technology, but like I guess just to answer your question, or not to answer the question, but to put things in perspective, we it's always a build. It's always like we have a library. We're always like I have ideas that are like just like up here or on paper or on my computer. And I know Kyle does too, and so does Zach. And it's like once we get together, that's when it like kind of happens. So um I'll get into the process again just to finish up your question, but you know, it's like it's everyone adds. Everyone, Kyle's a great guitar player. I play guitar. I know I play bass in the band, but I play guitar as well. And everyone just kind of throws ideas around, man, and we just kind of make it work. We kind of just, you know, I think I come with a general concept, and we build off that.
And do you have like a producer or you produce it yourselves?
We all produce it. Kyle's at the board. Kyle's an incredibly talented engineer. He mixes and masters everything. Everything you hear is his work as far as the mix and the master, all the levels, everything. Um, as far as production, we're always tweaking and changing, adding, taking away. Like I said, it's the perfect balance of kind of like cooks in the kitchen, if you will. You know what I mean? Like when we're hearing Kyle mixes the mix and the master. Like we don't have like he's shout out to any band that wants to hit up Kyle at Rare Form Studios. He will make your stuff sound incredible. I don't our even if you don't like our music, listen to the quality of our music, and that is what he can do for you. Shout out to Rare Form and Kyle. He will literally make your stuff sound fire, like fire. So yeah, I kind of went off on a tangent there, but yeah, for sure.
What do you guys got planned for 2022?
2022, we are looking to play a handful of shows this summer. Stuff in the works. I can't really talk about it now because it's not solidified. And we are sitting on we just released OnlyBands, like you said. We released What's Love, I want to say about a year ago or somewhere around that. We're sitting on a bunch of stuff, man. We have a whole lot of new songs coming. Whole lot of new songs coming. Um, our next release, I can't say when, but it's coming sooner than later, and we're super excited about it. We're sitting on a whole bunch of done, completed new stuff. We took it. I mean, COVID was like the worst thing ever, like for everyone. I caught COVID twice, dude. Like 2 times I caught that thing. It kicked my ass. Um, so, but during that time when the industry kind of just shut down, like the industry now is just it's breathing again. It's alive. Shows are coming back. Tours, awesome, cool. But what we did was during that time, we just wrote, man. We were down to Kyle's a lot, and so we're sitting on a whole bunch. We're sitting on like almost half an album's worth of unreleased tracks. So we're super excited about. For those who do know the album and our new stuff, you can tell there's like it sounds kind of different. I mean, like we went definitely a bit more electronic and a lot more pop. There's a lot more singing going on, and people dug it, man. Like people really liked it. Not to say they didn't like the album. I mean, the album did freaking well. Like our first tour was insane, man. We went out with Attila. We went out with Crown the Empire, Veil of Maya. Shout out to Veil of Maya, by the way. On that tour, those guys were. Every band on that tour was awesome. Crown the Empire, Attila, Veil of Maya, Gideon, and Hawk. Super cool dudes, man. So cool. But shout out to Veil of Maya. Those guys went above and beyond to make us feel comfortable and make us like feel like, you know, we weren't. I mean, we were. You know, no one knew who we were. Like, you know, but we got thrown on that tour, and shout out to those dudes, man. Like they went out of their way to make us feel like we like really were just like friends. They wanted to be our friends. Like at the end, and they didn't need to do that. You know, like who the hell are we? You know what I mean? At the time, like we were nobody, but they went out of their way to come and be like, yo, come hang out on our bus. Yo, come party with us. Like, yo, we're going to this bar. Like, come hang. Let's play some cornhole. Like shit like that. You know what I mean? So shout out to them, man. Real cool dudes. But yeah, we got some shows coming up this summer. We got a bunch of unreleased stuff. Yeah, man, we're the train's moving, if you will.
How can we get a hold of you guys? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Dude, like, I mean, honestly, like, you can follow us. We post on the daily. Our stories are always up. But you know, even if anyone wants to message us, I mean, like we talk to people all the time, and we get random messages all the time. Everyone wants to just reach out and just say hi. Maybe you met us on the road. Maybe you knew one of our older bands. I mean, we love the fans, man. Let's literally like there's really no better feeling than someone saying, you know, they're just like, hey, like I like your stuff. It's just cool. So we're super open, man. Hit us up, say hi.
Are you guys like really into the movie The Hangover? Because I noticed in a couple videos you put like the one video is called the song's called Wolfpack, and then there's like a
Yeah. So that, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. We like to move The Hangover, yeah, and that was a very fun shoot. I'll be real with you, man. I don't like watching my music videos. I don't watch them because I think of like every little thing that I wish I could have done differently, as far as like a hand movement or like a guitar spin or like stuff like that. Like, I don't really watch my own music videos. I never have. I probably never will. But I know exactly what you're talking about, and that was a really fun shoot, man. We were in Atlantic City, and we spent like a couple days there shooting that, and yeah, it was fun, man. Good times, definitely good times. But yeah, The Hangover is awesome, dude. That's a great movie. I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
That's all the questions I have. Thanks for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, man. Again, thank you for having me. Just to kind of recap, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We have a bunch of songs that are going to come out this year, and we're going to play some shows this summer. And we really just, dude, we're about good times. We're about good vibes. Come hang, come party. Let's rock out. Let's have a good time.
How it's gonna Diamond, she's so fine like wine. You had my heart, but she stole mine.